66 on a stifling summer.
Hello, folks. This is Evan Dickerson from the Dickerson Bluegrass Talk Show. And want to let you guys know this video is brought to you by the Dickerson Bluegrass Productions. It's one of the finest media companies all around the world, bluegrass music. And speaking of some good awards, the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Music Awards is brought to you by the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Productions. It's one of the finest media companies all around the world, bluegrass music. How you folks doing tonight? If you guys don't know who I am on YouTube and Facebook, my name is Evan Dickerson. I have a bluegrass talk show called the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Talk Show. And I hope you guys doing well tonight. And here's a dandy to my dad watch from Howard, Ohio, where I'm living now, and give a shout out to my sister Kelly Dickerson, who's upstairs. I'm down in the basement in my house, my dad's house. But anyway, let's get started on the first round nominees for the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Music Awards. And let's start with Entertainer of the Year. Got Russell Moore third time out. The Rascals, the Alex Leash Band, the Laura and Lizzie Show, Special Consensus, Balsam Range, Darren and Brooke Aldridge, the Tennessee Bluegrass Band, Appalachian Road Show, Volume 5, Bragging Grass, Rhonda Vincent, the King James Boys, Hammertown, June Sisk Man, Sam Mulder and Midnight Run, the Cody Norris Show, the Paul Ramlin Boys, Agar Latin Milk Band, Ralph Stanley 2 and the Clinch Mountain Boys, Larry Sparks, Lonesome Rare Band, Jackson Hollow, Christy Cox, and finally, Billy Strains. Congratulations to all the nominees for Entertainer of the Year. How about the let's get started on more categories, but I'll just remind everyone out there, let's save the applause for last each category. After category, each category. Thank you, please, and thank you. Hope everybody's doing good though, and talked about Entertainer of the Year. Has 25 nominees. New Artist of the Year has 25 nominees as well for the first round, and hope everybody's doing good. And just want to mention that I just want to I'm going to share this with my dad so he can watch if you can, and share this if you guys can as well. If anyone didn't hear the nominees, please let me know. And I will let you guys know about it more in the comments below on here. And hope everybody's doing good out there. And again, this nominees for Entertainer of the Year, Billy Strains, Christy Cox, Jackson Hollow, Lance Rare Band, Larry Sparks, Ralph Stanley 2 and the Clinch Mountain Boys, Agar Lion Milk Band, the Paul Ramlin Boys, the Cody Norris Show, Sam Mulder and Midnight Run, June Sis Band, Hammertown, the King James Boys, Rhonda Vincent, Bragging Grass, Volume 5, Appalachian Road Show, the Tennessee Bluegrass Band, Darren and Brooke Aldridge, Balsam Range, Special Consensus, Laura and Lizzie Show, the Alex Leash Band, the Rascals, and finally Russell Moore in third time out. Those are the 25 nominees for the Entertainer of the Year. If you guys can, please share this on Facebook and YouTube. You guys can share this awards thing. This is only the first round, just to let everyone know this is the first round nominees. Be announced today or tonight. And then also let you guys know that September 1st, 2023 will be the first round voting only on Facebook. So, if you guys are YouTube out there, can't do voting on YouTube. But I did share this on YouTube so everyone can know too. But New Artist of the Year. Uh, First round nominees are East Nash Grass, Chrissy Cox, the Tennessee Bluegrass Band, Authentic Unlimited, Carson Peters and Iron Mountain, Hunter Schemes and the Forerunners, Caleb Bailey and the Payne's Run, Echo Valley, Williamson Branch, Caroline Owens, Stillhouse Junkies, Ben James, The Corey Noah Show, Full Chord, Henhouse Plowers, Jackson Hollow, Seth Mulder and Midnight Run, Fast Track, Stephen Moore, Solomon Reyes, Chris Davis, Morgan Blake, Break, Rock Hearts, Terminal Rave Road Bluegrass Band, and finally, Trey Wellington. He was also nominated for IBMA's New Artist of the Year as well. And Trey Wellington, I'll give you a shout out. He's really one of the finest musicians in bluegrass music. Is today's music. And, congratulations to all the nominees, as well as Trey Wellington on New Artist of the Year, and as well as other categories, which I'll be announcing right. Okay, everybody. Got Vocal Group of the Year nominees now. Vocal Group of the Year. Russell Moore, Third Time Out, Chosen Road, the Tennessee Bluegrass Band, Appalachian Road Show, Southern Rays, Lonesome River Band, Seth Mulder and Midnight Run, Agri Milk Band, Henhouse Plowers, Becky Buller, the Paul Ramlin Boys, Stillhouse Junkies, Wildfire, Joe Mullins and the Radio Ramblers, Authentic Unlimited, Fast Track, Alan Bybee and Grass, Hammertown, June 6 Band, the King James Boys, Sister Sadie, Blue Highway, Balsam Range, Jackson Hollow, and finally Colebrook Road. Oh, it's good. Instrumental Group of the Year nominees are Billy Strings, High Fidelity, Chosen Road, the Tennessee Bluegrass Band, the Appalachian Road Show, Lonesome River Band, Southern Rays, Rouse Stanley 2 and the Clutch Mountain Boys, Michael Cleveland Flamekeeper, Agri Milk Band, Traveling McCurries, Stillhouse Junkies, Wildfire, Joe Mullins and the Radio Ramblers, Seth Mulder, Midnight Run, Authentic Unlimited, Fast Track, Alan Bybee and Grasstown, Hammertown, and finally, June 6 Band. That's 20 nominees there, man. What you guys know. And Female Vocals of the Year nominees are, by the way, for female vocals, there's 20 nominees, just to let you guys know, too. Starting out with Female Vocals of the Year nominees are Johnny Ulizzi, Karina Lepre, Fefebvre, Chrissy Cox, Emily Reef from Southern Race. That's just really good. Gina Britt, Carly Arrowwood, Rhonda Vincent, Caroline Owens, Amanda Cook, Lori King, J. Lee Roberts, Donnie Flowers, Laura Olshaw, Elijah Wolf, Brooke Aldridge, Rhonda Vincent, Starlet Boswell, Teddy Cyrus, Katie Penn Jenkins, and finally, at least, Cam Robbins. Congratulations, all female vocals. Nominated in the first round for the M. Dickerson Bluegrass Music Awards, which is brought to you by the M. Dickerson Bluegrass Productions. It's one of the finest music companies all around the world, bluegrass music. Let's start with Male Vocals of the Year. Now, that was 25 to be chosen on male vocalists. Sorry, female vocalists, but male vocals. 25. Sorry about that. Got Greg Blake. That's really good. Buddy Melton, Barry Amenep, Matt Reeve, Adam Miller, Larry Sparks, Braden Williamson, Rick Ferris, Nick Dumas, Carson Peters, Ralph Stanley 2, Ben James, Josh Rinko, Brian Russell, David Carroll, Joe Mullins, Seth Mulder, Jerry Cole, John Metter, Cody Norris, Junior Sisk, Cody Farrer, Wayne Taylor, Chris Jones, and finally Russell Moore. And mail-in guitar, fiddle, and all that is on them. Instrumental performers of the year in category. Mail-in player of the year. Michael Pruitt, one of the finest mail-in players in Special C in today's music. Sean Lane, Darren Aldridge, Daniel Emick, Zachary Elvis, Darrell Webb, Tim Logan, Emily Reef, Mary Rachel Nally Norris, Adam Miller, Austin Tate, Stanley Efall, Nathan Leathers, Nick Dumas, CJ Lewandowski, Larry Stevenson, Chris Davis, Seth Mulder, Jesse Brock, Alan Bybee, Wayne Benson, Wyatt Ellis. That's really good, isn't it? And what a talented young man, by the way. Darren Nicholson, Jackson Carroll. I actually had one more category. Not category, one more ad on the category. Danny Roberts. Yeah. Finally, Guitar Player of the Year so far in this first round nominees. Guitar Player of the Year nominees are Russell Moore, J. Lee Roberts, David Carroll, Caleb Smith, Tim Stafford, Sean Lane, Darren Aldridge, Matt Reeve, Braden Williamson, Jesse Smathers, Larry Sparks, Rick Ferris, Caleb Schiff, really a talented guitar player, Caleb Darty, Josh Wrinkle, Carson Peters, Big John Tollett, John Metter, Corey Norris, Cody Farrer, Jacob Burleson, Alex Leash, Zach Russell, Chris Jones, and finally Darren Nichols. Yeah, Fiddle Player of the Year now, folks. I'll tell you guys in a minute. I gotta check that one out. But while I'm checking this out, please be sure to thank all this. I want to thank all the sponsors who, the Dickerson Bluegrass Productions, and it's one of the finest media companies all around the world, bluegrass music. And just want to mention out there is Wyatt Ellis is a talented, I think 13 or 14-year-old now. He's a really talented mail-in player. He got picked up mail-in like he's like Chris Thiele back in the day, or any child prodigy in the music. And he's really good. Fiddle Player of the Year nominees are Nathan Aldridge, Buddy Melton, Sean Lane, Jim Van Cleve, Samantha Snyder, Ainsley Porchat, Mary Rachel Nally Norris, Mike Hardrove, Emily Reeve, Carson Peters, Stanley Ethall, Michael Cleveland, Carly Arrowwood, Laura Olshaw, Becky Buller, Jason Berry, Alan Haynes, Jamie Harper, Max Silverstein, Stephen Bumwell, Steve Day, Glenn Harrell, and by the way, the 20th nominee is Stephen Burwell. I was having a hard time pronouncing his name at that moment, but Glenn Harrell's number 22, Tyler White, number 23, Joe McNee, number 24, Deanie Richardson from Sister Sadie's, number 25 on the list of first round nominees for Fiddle Player of the Year. Bass Players of the Year now: Charles Humphrey III, Tim Surratt, Wayne Taylor, Becky Vaughn, Tyler Robinson, Billy Gee, Lindsey Reeve, Cameron Keller, Randall Hibbets, Eric Marshall, Terry Smith, Randy Barnes, Starlet Boswell, Tyler Griff, Jerry Cole, Ron Spears, Charlie Lawman, Colton Baker, well talented baseball, Brent Sheffield, Mickey Harris, Carson White, Brian Russell, Matty Dalton, Dan Eubanks, and finally Marshall Wilbur. Manager Player of the Year nominees are Greg Cahill, Jason Burles, Jeremy Stevens, Josh Hicks, Alex Clayton, Barry Abernathy, Stephen Moore, Sammy Sheeler, James McDowell, Landon Fitzpatrick, Gina Brett, Jeremy Brown, Naylor Barecki, Princeton Scott Benson, Joe Mullins, Colton Powers, Dale Perry, Josiah Tyree, Justin Jacobs, Chris Wade from Fredericton, Ohio. Chris Wade is on the number 20 spot. Lincoln Hensley, Jacob Metz, Mark Pruitt, Dale Thomas, and finally Junior Williams. Dober Player of the Year nominees are, and there's only 15 Dober players in the music I got as far as I know. Jerry Douglas, Rob Ikes, Dustin Moses, Andy Hall, Alex Clayton, Darren Benchley, Jeff Parton, Tim Surrant, Matt Ledbetter, Chris Stockwell, Jacob Metz, Gary Holtman, Tommy Mayer, Mark Ross, and finally Daniel Norton. Yep. Album of the Year nominees are, and by the way, the Dover players have 15 on the category. Album of the Year nominees have 20 in the category. You can learn a lot from a song by Hammertown. Calling You From My Mountain by Pierre Rowan. Appalachian Christmas by Chosen Road. By the way, Future of the Past by the Tennessee Bluegrass Band. Jubilation by Appalachian Roach. Heyday by Lonesome Road Band. Loving of the Game by Michael Cleveland. Details by Nick Dumas and Branch Line. Really good. Or Nick Dumas, which is that very yet. Jason Berry. With Radioact Roses by Jackson Hollow. Let Time Ride by Joe Mullins and the Rare Ramblers. Starlet and Big John. Living in the South. Authentic Unlimited by Authentic Unlimited. Just a little Talk with Myself by Stephen Moore. Losing Time by Route 3. Comma by Volume 5. It's Just Me by Larry Sparks. Uncommon Sky by Rick Ferris. What a wonderful album, by the way. Rhinestone Revival by the Corey Norris. And finally, Great Blue North by Special Census. Song of the Year nominees have 25 on them. Starting with Sister Sadie's song, Well. Sweetheart by Larry Sparks. Grand Old Soul by Darren Burke Aldrich. Good Morning Moon by Christy Cox. Tall Weeds and Russ by the Tennessee Bluegrass Band. Far From You by the Tennessee Bluegrass Band. Blue Ridge Mountain Baby by the Appalachian Roach. Have you ever seen this? See The Rain by the Southern Rest. Sorry. Just a Little Talk with Myself by Stephen Moore, featuring David Mayfield. Near Misses by Lonesome Road Band. Not Dear, but Near Misses by Lonesome Road Band. Details by Nick Dumas and Branch. Mercy on a Train, Lori King. Black and White by Joe Mullins and the Rare Ramblers. Lonesome State of Mind by Blue Highway. Before You Miss Me by I Think Unlimited. I Call Her Sunshine by the Corey Norris. When Karma Comes Calling by Volume 5. A Burner Bound by Special C. Prize is Fallen by the Chris Jones and the Night Drivers. The Power of Love by Rick Ferris. Too Lonely, Way Too Long by Rick Ferris. Don't Hold Back by Rick Ferris. Please Don't Say Goodbye by Rick Ferris. And Topeka Twister by Rick Ferris. And finally, Next to Nothing by Hammertown. 5 songs in the category. That's pretty good. Really good. Rick Ferris, well done. Instrumental Recording of the Year. Nominees are nine nominees for this category. Clovers County by Jason Berry, featuring Michael Cleveland. Bomb of the Night by Jason Berry. Picking in the Parlor by Jason Berry. The Ride by Stephen Moore. Graveyard Fields by Appalachian Roach. Leslie County Blues by the Tennessee Bluegrass Band. Come Along. Wait a minute. Yeah, Come Along Jody by Pia Rowan. Frog on the Lily Pad by Pia Rowan. Pretty Kate and the Rabbit by Special Consensus featuring April Birch, Carol Anger, and Allison Brown. Really good, isn't it? Gospel Recording of the Year has 15 nominees. And it starts with Don't Bury the Bible with Me by Donnie Ulizzi. Harp with Gold Strings by Donnie Ulizzi. Who Do You Think by Chosen Road featuring Jimmy Fortune. Angels Watching Me by the Tennessee Bluegrass Band. Gabriel's Array Standing by the Lonesome Road Band. Whispering Voice by Nick Dumas. The Glory Road by Joe Mullins and the Rare Ramblers. Little Eyes by Authentic Unlimited. The Bible by Volume 5. An Old Abandoned Church by Christy Cox. My Future Ain't What It Used to Be by Marty Raven featuring Jerry Salley. Jordan by Darren Burke Aldridge featuring Ricky Skaggs, Mo Pitney, and Mark Fain. The Star That Ran Lines by Larry Sparks. Don't Hold Back by Rick Ferris. I co-wrote that song too, as well as Topeka Twisters along the Song of the Year. First round nominee. That's good. Can't You Hear Jerusalem Mo by Hammertown. Collaborative Recording of the Year, A Burner Bound by Special Consensus, featuring the J Bird Trio, Ferris, and Jason Romeo, and Claire Lynch. From My Mountain, Calling You by Pia Rowan, featuring Molly Tuttle, and Lindsay Liu. The Song That Made Hank Williams Dance by Pia Rowan, featuring Sean Camp. Number 4. By the way, the 10 nominees altogether on Cloud Recording. On Her Home by Laura Orshaw, featuring Trey Hensley. Just a Little Talk with Myself by Stephen Moore, featuring David Mayfield. In Time Jubilation by Appalachian Roach, featuring Dolly Parton. Kentucky's Never Been That Far from Tennessee by Christy Cox, featuring Marty Raven. Old Fashioned Christmas by Joe Mullins and the Rare Ramblers, featuring Paul Williams. How about that? That's pretty cool, isn't it? My Future Ain't What It Used to Be by Marty Raven, featuring Jerry Salley. And finally, Jordan by Darren Brooke Aldridge, featuring Ricky Skaggs, Mo Pitney, and Mark Thane. That's pretty cool. Songwriter of the Year nominees are, and the 16 nominees. I think, yeah, let me just do some little bit of editing here for a minute. There you go. 15 nominees for the Songwriter of the Year nominees in the first round. Jerry Salley, Peter Rowland, Mark Brinkman, Daryl Mosley, excuse me. Larry Cordell, Rick Lane, Rick Ferris, Evan Durst. Hey, that's me. John Metter, Paula Breelove, Becky Buller, Tim Stafford, Caleb Bailey, Donnie Ulizzi, and finally Alex Leach. Yeah, that's good, real good. Broadcaster of the Year nominees are, in the first round, there's only 7 nominees this year. One, Michelle Lee, Kyle Cantrell, Joe Mullins, Daniel Mullins, Ned Liberec, Chris Jones, and finally, David Pugh. Festival/event promoter of the year nominees are, and finally, that's, by the way, I should say not finally, but by the way, it has 10 nominees. I want to let you know, guys and gals know that for sure. Sammy Carr, Rick Green, Joe Mullins, Billy Self, Molly Shaw, Leroy Walker, Jeremy Cole, Kenny Curry, Evan Dickerson, and finally Wayne Dickerson. That's good. Me and my dad are the nominees for that one for the first round. Bluegrass Festival/event of the year nominees are Rudy Fest, Simply the Best, Industrial Strength Bluegrass Festival, Mohican Bluegrass Festival, Spirit in the Bluegrass Music Festival, Sam Jam Bluegrass Festival, 7 Mile Bluegrass Festival, Marshall Bluegrass Festival, Bluegrass Musicians for Autism Awareness, Sterling Bluegrass Jamboree, Blue Highway Fest, Poppy Mountain Music Festival, Wilmington Ride Bluegrass Festival, and finally, that's 13, by the way, in this case, Dr. Ralph Stanley's annual Memorial Weekend Bluegrass Festival. And Bluegrass Record Label of the Year nominees are Dark Shadow Recording, Mount Home Music Company, Rebel Records, Billy Blue Records, Mountain Fever Records, Pinecastle Records, Compass Records, RBR Entertainment LLC, and finally the ninth and final nominee for that category is Turnberry Records. How awesome is that? Music video, Bluegrass Music Video of the Year nominees are in the first round are A Little Bit of Bluegrass by Lorraine Jordan, Caroline Rowe, Making Hay by Mike Mitchell, The Devil's Not Afraid of the Dust Cover Bible by the King James Boys. Number 4, I Call Her Sunshine by the Illinois Heyday by the Lonesome Road Man. Have You Ever Seen the Rain by Southern Race. Old Home Place by Mo Pitney. Jordan by Darren Burke Aldrich featuring Ricky Skaggs, Mo Pitney, and Mark Fain. Black and White by Joe Mullins and the Ray Ramblers. She Is a Gambler by Wilson Banjos Company, or CO. Let me know in the comments below on that one. The Power of Love by Rick Ferris. The Glory Road by Joe Mullins and the Ray Ramblers. 1963 by Stillhouse Junkies. Railroading and Gambling by East Nashgrass. Foggy Mountain Breakin' by Allison Brown featuring Steve Martin. Yep, that's really good. Bluegrass DNA by Tim Graves and the Farm Hands. Again, that's Bluegrass DNA by Tim Graves and the Farm Hands. My Little Flower by Hen House Plowers. Price of Falling by Chris Jones and the Night Drivers. Living in the South by Starlet and Big John. Missing You Blues by Nick Chandler and Delivered. Mama's Apron Strings by Larry Sparks. Walk on Faith by the King James Boys. We're Gonna Find a Preacher by Echo Valley. Tall Weeds and Rust by the Tennessee Bluegrass. And finally, number 25 on the first round nominees. And it just came out. It was according to Bluegrass Today. The Whole of the Moon by the Travis McCurrys. And speaking of Bluegrass, let's go for the six nominees for Bluegrass Print/Media Person of the Year. John Lawless of Bluegrass Today. Chris Jones of Bluegrass Today. Shelby Campbell, the Bluegrass Standard. Cara Montinez Beckman of the Bluegrass Standard. Candace Nelson of the Bluegrass Standard. And Mississippi Chris Sharp of the Bluegrass Standard. That's really good, isn't it? 6 nominees for that. As well as Bluegrass MC of the Year has 6 nominees as well. Number 1, Daniel Mullins. Arlen Bradford. Rita Small. Dustin Vaughn. Kyle Cantrell. And finally, Bo McCartney. And Mentor of the Year has 8 nominees. By the way, Mentor of the Year is really special for everybody to be nominated for that one every year. And I'm going to continue having that every year. One is Rick Lane, Rick Ferris, Chris Jones, John Weisberger, Tim Stafford, Jerry Salley, Becky Bowler, and finally, Donna E. Lizzie. And Lyric Video of the Year nominees. This is the final category in the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Music Awards, brought to you by the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Productions. And again, that's one of the finest mini companies all around the world, bluegrass music. Lyric Video of the Year nominees are Topeka Twister by Rick Ferris. I'm not Rick Ferris, but I made the lyric video for that one, by the way. I Hear You Calling by Ben James. It's Okay to Be Okay by Billy Jones. Broken Glass by Maria Drones. Teardrops in Tennessee by Ben James. That's really good, too. Heartbreak Train by Caroline Owens. Fare Thee Well by Lindley Creek. And congratulations to all the nominees, and I will share this on the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Music Awards Facebook page. And I'm Evan Dickerson from the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Talk Show, hosting the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Music Awards, brought to you by the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Productions. It's one of the finest media companies all around the world, bluegrass music. And check out the nominees until September 1st, 2023. You can look at them on Facebook. After I get off here, I'm going to post this on Facebook. You folks take care, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And again, that's brought to you by the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Productions, one of the finest media companies all around the world, bluegrass music. Enjoy the first round nominees voting on September 1st on Facebook only. Take care, everyone. Have a nice day. Have a nice night, too.